Gail Parks with the Campbell County School Board office tells WLAF that Jellicoe High School was dismissed shortly after starting this morning because of a malfunctioning heating unit on the roof. The unit did not catch on fire, but did send enough smoke into the building that it was evacuated. There's no word yet about school tomorrow at Jellicoe High, but we will let you know as soon as we know. After voting last month to tentatively extend the contract of Director of Schools Donnie Poston for 1 year, the Campbell County Board of Education performed a sudden about-face last night, deadlocking 4-4 on final approval of a contract extension that would retain Poston as director until 2014. Eugene Lawson, Rector Miller, Johnny Burge, and Johnny Creekmore all voted against the extension with 2 contract modifications, while J.L. Sarge Collins abstained and Homer Rutherford was absent from the meeting. None of the dissenting board members gave a reason for their vote, although only Creekmore voted against the extension at the December meeting. At that meeting, Miller pushed for modifications to include benchmarks targeting improved test scores, after the board attorney advised that such modifications would need to be made public for 30 days before approval. A motion by Mike Orrick to extend the contract subject to final approval of the changes was approved 9-1. The board can take up the subject again at its next meeting, assuming that the only problem is related to terms in the contract rather than opposition to Poston remaining in the job. The failure of both Jellicoe board members to support Poston may be related to the ongoing controversy involving Bob Walden, former Jellicoe elementary principal, who Poston transferred to the alternative school following altercations between Walden and other Jellicoe employees. Rosa Thomas, who introduced herself as the parent of 2 children, addressed the board at the beginning of the meeting, asking that Walden be reinstated to Jellicoe. She indicated that a petition has been submitted to the board in support of Walden and added, "We want Bob Walden back at Jellicoe. As parents, we want what is good for our children. What's good for our children is Bob Walden, and we want him back." Thomas pushed for an answer from the board, but left without one after attorney Dale Cantrell advised that the board could not discuss personnel matters in a public meeting, and added that the matter is also under litigation. Toward the end of the meeting, the board went into an executive session with Cantrell, but did not reveal what was discussed or take a vote on any motion related to the session when they returned. In addition to other routine business, the board held a lengthy discussion about the cafeteria fund, which, according to Finance Director Jeff Marlowe, is running a heavy deficit due in part to unpaid accounts. Marlowe reported that students and adults who are allowed to charge their meals ended the year with over $27,000 in uncollected charges. Only about $2,000 of that amount is due from adults, with the rest owed by students who do not qualify for free meals but are allowed to charge their lunches. Nearly half of the amount owed is from Campbell County High School, with the rest scattered among the county's other schools. The Board of Education voted last year that no child would be denied a lunch at county schools because of inability to pay, after Miller and other board members complained about reports of children being denied lunch due to excessive unpaid accounts. Among the solutions to the growing deficit that were discussed was an across-the-board increase in the cost of lunch meals and possibly providing an alternative meal for those students who charge their meals, a lower cost alternative that would still meet USDA guidelines for nutrition. During last night's regularly scheduled meeting of the La Follette City Council, a local church and a local businessman both pledged funds to help secure 9 housing units for the homeless. Phyllis Klingner of the Tennessee Valley Coalition to End Homelessness came before the council to ask for $2,624 to help acquire, furnish, and maintain 5 2-bedroom apartments and 4 1-bedroom apartments during the first year of a 2-year housing and urban development grant program. She said Campbell County Mayor William Baird had already committed a $3,000 cash match with 2 grants. Klingner said the housing units would be used for people coming out of treatment programs, women and children that are victims of domestic violence, and disabled veterans. The requirement to participate would be that each person would have to be declared homeless through a screening process. Before Klingner was finished speaking, Anthony Gibson, pastor of the Word of Life Church, stepped forward to tell the council that his church would pay $100 a month toward La Follette's part. Councilman Bob Fannin then said his business, Riggs Drug Store, would pay the full amount of La Follette's part next year if needed. Members of the council unanimously approved their participation in the project. In other business conducted during last night's meeting, the council approved a motion to bid out replacement of a section of leaky roof over the part of City Hall that houses the police department and communications equipment. Total cost is not to exceed $27,000. They approved a motion to replace the heating and air unit for the police department, approved the hiring of Bo Burge and Corey Poston as full-time firefighters with benefits. Also approved an ordinance to amend beer sales within the city limits in an area stretching from the IGA store to North Tennessee Avenue. This area had previously been off limits to beer sales. They approved an amendment to the zoning ordinance prohibiting any further construction of temporary commercial structures in the central business district. 6 current structures would be grandfathered in as part of the amendment. Also approved an ordinance adopting a compliance manual in regard Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Approved a resolution accepting the Campbell County Migration Plan. The meeting was adjourned in session in order to gather more information on short and long-term disability and the insurance package for city employees. The meeting will resume on Friday, January 18th at 6 p.m. And tomorrow is the monthly meeting for Pink Pals. It's held at the First Baptist Church in La Follette at 7 p.m. Sheila Falls says this month's meeting will be for planning the new year. Falls says there are lots of events, speakers coming up in the new year. And that's a look at the news. Back with a press release from the Sheriff's Department in just a moment. And 10 people have been booked into the Campbell County Jail in the past 24 hours. Clifton Brandon Atkins, 22, of Clark Place Road in Caryville, for driving while suspended. 50-year-old Kurt Douglas Brown of Back Valley Road in La Follette, for vandalism under $500. Joseph DeWayne Harmon, 28, of Melvin Hollow Road in Pioneer, for contempt of court and on a capious bench warrant. 38-year-old Charles Jack Hopper II of Back Valley Road in Speedwell, for aggravated assault by domestic violence. Michael C. King, 18, of Houston Cemetery Road in Williamsburg, Kentucky, for sexual battery. 49-year-old Robert Cleo Lane of Pilkey Lane in Caravel for contempt of court. James Joseph Lloyd, 39, of South Cumberland Avenue, La Follette, entered the jail to serve court-imposed time. 46-year-old Ronnie Lee Market of Tennessee Street in Caravel for theft of property under $500 and possession of a Schedule IV controlled substance. Shannon L. Shears, 36, of Flat Hollow in La Follette, an attachment for child support. And last today, 41-year-old Roger Lyndon Waldrop of South 8th Street, La Follette, for violation of probation. And that's a look at the news and the press release for this Wednesday. Stay tuned. We got lots more coming your way this evening, and we'll be back with you again tomorrow evening.
We sing happy birthday to you, and may all your dreams come true.
Happy, happy birthday.
Oh,
this is your birthday song.
Oh,
celebration all night long.
May all you... Hey, Big Josh with you on this Wednesday evening, looking at our birthday and anniversary clubs, brought to you by WLAF and Eastside Pizza and Deli. Looks like today we don't have any anniversaries, but if you're celebrating one, we want you to have a great day. And birthdays today, Brenda Webb is celebrating. Happy birthday to you, Brenda. And from yesterday, got this one in a little late, but we're going to tell you about it. Beverly Brown Smith celebrated a birthday yesterday. We hope everybody's had a great day, and if you're celebrating your birthday today and for some reason we don't have your name, we want you to have a great day. But remember, in order to qualify for the drawing on Fridays, we must have your name in here. All right, our birthdays and anniversary clubs brought to you by WLAF and Eastside Pizza and Deli. I'm gone. See ya.